Okay, the recording has started. So once again, thank you all for joining us today. We have a really good turnout for this event. We very much appreciate you being here to learn more about the different tools and programs that USDA Rural Development has to offer. They've done a lot of great work here in Shiawassee County over the years. Once again, some of you, I think, know them well, have utilized some of their programs. Some of you today are learning for the very first time. So one thing we want to do, even though we do have a pretty significant turnout here in the room, I would like to give our guests, our non-USDA folks, the opportunity to introduce themselves because I think, number one, it's good for our USDA friends to know who's here and what your potential interest might be in their programs. But number two, we always like to take the opportunity to do a little bit of networking. So there might be some collaboration here among the participants. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to kind of go down my list. I've got some names in the participant list. I'm going to introduce you, and if you would just say, who you are, who you're with, and if you have any specific interests from USDA Rural Development, maybe mention that as well. So I'm just going to buzz down this list, and if I miss anybody at the end, please jump on. And then when we're done, we'll have the USDA folks on the call on the webinar introduce themselves. So we'll skip over the USDA folks and just go with the locals right now. So my first name on the list here is Amy Fuller. Amy from the city of Owasso. Amy?
Hi, Justin. I'm sorry. I just got on and I missed what I'm supposed to be telling you.
Oh, just introducing yourself.
Oh, hi guys. I am Amy Fuller. I am the assistant to the city manager here in Owasso.
Great. Thank you. Chris Hennessy. Oh, you're on mute, Chris.
Justin, we're getting messages that a few people don't have audio, so there may be an issue with that as well.
Oh,
That's
strange. There you are. There you go.
Chris Hennessy with Fleece and Vandenbrink Civil Engineering. We're on the call. We work with rural development regularly with local communities on the types of projects that they're going to talk about funding today.
Great. Thank you, Chris.
Happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Let's see. Who do I have next here? Colleen. Colleen, do you want to jump on?
She is one, Justin, who says she does not have audio.
Can't hear us.
Oh, it says she's on mute. Okay. We have Colleen Stoll from Colleen's Greens. She has a great agribusiness, does microgreens. Dave Acton. Dave, are you on? You are muted right now. I think he's still muted. We'll skip over Dave. Dan McMaster. Dan.
Thank you, Justin. So Dan McMaster. I'm with the Shiawassee County Sheriff's Office, and I am the jail garden manager.
Great. Thank you, Dan. Greg Klapko.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Greg Klapko with the Shiawassee Regional Chamber of Commerce. Glad to be here this morning and see so many people attending. And Justin, I want to thank you for putting this together.
Thank you, Greg. Janae Fear. Janae.
Hi, this is Janae Fear. I am here representing the Shiawassee Family YMCA today.
Great. Thank you, Janae. Josh. I'm going to get, is this Josh Willard maybe?
Yeah, unless there's another Josh. This is, Josh Willard with Dr. Frog.
It just says Josh. It doesn't say anything else. It just says Josh. So I assume that was you. Let's see, who else do we have here? Kimberly Willis. I don't know if you can hear on mute. Mark Morrison. Mark, are you on from Oxford Bank?
Yeah, Mark Morrison, Oxford Bank. Again, we have not officially ever funded a USDA loan, but we are in the process of reviewing it. We do a tremendous amount of SBA So we have a dedicated SBA team, and we're looking at adding that product and solution. So thank you, Justin, for putting this on.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Michelle Eaton from Consumers Energy.
Good morning. Thank you, Justin. Again, Michelle Eaton, Consumers Energy. One of my territories is Shiawassee County. Unfortunately, I do have to leave the meeting early at 11:30. So I would like an opportunity to potentially have the appropriate contact people and schedule a meeting with the USDA and the larger economic development team at Consumers, so we all can learn about the USDA programs. So Justin, if you would be so kind to just let me know who the appropriate person, because I know there's several here, that would be great because I have to leave the meeting early. I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. Will do, Michelle. Thank you. Patrice Martin from the Humane Society.
Good morning, everyone. This is Patrice Martin, newly installed Executive Director at the Humane Society, and I'm excited to learn more about this wonderful program.
Great, thank you. Patty Barnes.
Good morning, Patty Barnes. I'm Market President with First National Bank of Michigan. Happy to be here.
Thanks, Patty. Randy Beatty, Secor Technologies.
Hey, good morning, Justin and everybody. It's Randy Beatty. I'm president of Secor Technologies here in Owasso, and we're interested in the different financing options that may be available through the Rural Development Group. And Justin, before I forget, I've just noticed that I can take control of the slides, and I'm guessing everybody can. So everybody should keep their hands off the thing that says slide 124.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Randy. Rob Vandemark. You're on mute, Rob. Might be, as Jody said, there might be a couple people with some audio issues here. Is there anybody else? I went through the list that I had at the time. Is there anybody else that has not introduced themselves? Please do so now. Unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Anybody that has spoken yet, go ahead.
Justin, this is Dave Acton. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good, Dave.
I couldn't get off mute there. Okay, yeah, Dave Acton. I am the president of the Transformation Network. We have several LLCs under that S Corp, and we are a technology development and commercialization company, and we're working in the area of e-mobility, e-connectivity. We're working on a couple of startups, so I'm really interested in how we can collaborate here.
Great, thanks, Dave. Anybody else, if you've not introduced yourself, please jump on now. Okay, well, I think there's a few other people on, but they may be muted or having a hard time unmuting. So we're just going to just keep moving right ahead. A great mix of people, a great turnout today. We have almost 30 people in the room. So thank you all for being here. I'd like to turn it over now to our friends at USDA Rural Development. I know they have a whole crew of people here. I don't know how you guys want to kind of coordinate introducing yourselves. So I'm just going to turn it over to the group and take it from there. So jump right on.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Great. I'm Keena McDonough. I work in the Community Facilities program. I'm here in the Mason office. We also have our area director, Cheryl Holm, on the line. Cheryl, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm going to go back on non-video, but I just wanted to say hi to everybody.
We also have Jeff Clark with us today. He's in our business programs. Jeff, you there?
Good morning. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Alrighty.
So Jeff and I are going to be going through the presentation today. This is more or less just going to be a Rural Development 101. We'll be doing an overview on a lot of the programs RD has to offer. We do have over 40 different loan grant programs, so hopefully there's a little something for everyone here today. So we'll start going through a few of those. And then since it will be an overview, if you have specific questions, we can always send you specific specific information and more detailed information on those programs if you're interested, because it sounds like we have a wide variety of attendees today. USDA's Rural Development's mission. This is kind of the heart of it. If you go to the website, it's probably about a page long, but we are committed to helping improve the economy and quality of life in rural America. All of our programs are looking to make improvements on the infrastructure, on the economy, impact the civilians' lives. So that's what we are here for. So many of you may have heard, if you're familiar with RD's programs, we have started regionalization of some of our programs, guaranteed housing, multifamily, some of our admin. So that's being divided up into about 4 different regions. That's just to improve our efficiency and timeliness. It's all been working pretty well. So we'll probably see more of that in the future with some of our other programs. The people you're used to talking to, though, are still sitting in the same offices, in the same seats that they used to. So we're still here locally. They're just putting us in the larger teams regionally. We do have 10 offices in Michigan. We used to have about 100 employees throughout the state. We have had a few people retire in the last year, so that count has probably gone down a little bit, but so RD is broken up into about 3 branches. We have our Rural Business Cooperative Service, our RHS, our Rural Housing Service, and then our Utilities Service Program. So we're going to go through each of these different branches and some of the different programs that are offered under each. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Jeff for a little bit so he can go over our business programs.
All right. Yep. So I'm actually the newest specialist on the team at the Mason team here, but I'll try and get all the basic information out. And of course, if you guys have any further questions, Justin, I'm sure will have a follow-up email and he can provide our contact info. So, and I don't actually have control of the slide. So if you could just move on, I think, to the first one.
Yep.
Oh, and then this is like a title. We can skip right to the next one. Okay. So the first program, and probably our flagship main program under our BCS, that's Rural Business Cooperative Services, is our Business and Industry Guaranteed Loan. As of October 1st, they have been unifying our guaranteed loans under one umbrella, so it's kind of the 1RD guaranteed loan now. And this is basically, it's a federally guaranteed loan, and what happens is at the beginning of each fiscal year, so September 1st, 2020, we actually had an annual notice published that put out our guaranteed fees or guaranteed percentages and the associated fees with those, and that'll be set for each fiscal year. Currently, it's at guarantee fee of 3% and a guarantee percentage of 80%. So any loans out there, and I think I heard someone that works with SBA pretty regularly. I don't know all of SBA's differences, but I think they might guarantee certain percentages based on the amount of the loan. Us, it's just a flat 80% regardless. So that's one of the big differences. Obviously, that is subject to change per fiscal year, but that's currently what it's at and what it prospectively looks like it's going to be going forward.
And Jeff, this is Cheryl. Let me just add for the bankers out there, we can go up to 25 million, which makes us a little bit unique.
Yes, I was going to get to that.
Okay. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead, but when I heard bankers, I thought they'll be interested in that.
Right. So obviously in this transaction with our guaranteed loan, that as Cheryl pointed out, the bankers are our customer. We still want the information to get out there to the small businesses so that they can actually broach the subject of, hey, maybe I would like to go down the USDA guaranteed path. Honestly, it's the most important thing is for that discussion to occur between the borrower and lender to see what product is best. we're not trying to compete with SBA. There are allies, obviously, in lending, but there are some pros and cons depending on where you're at. And of course, the biggest important thing is, are you in a rural eligible area? So if so, then we can definitely help you. For the actual loan itself, sorry, I heard some feedback or something there. We can do up to, I think one of the differences with the SBA is we can actually go up to 30 years on real estate, which is a little bit longer than SBA standards, if I am correct. And it can be used to refinance. We actually can do refinance when there are new jobs that will be created. And it says other conditions are met as well, which typically, I think the primary thing is we're looking for there to be a marked increase in financial standing. We want to see that they'll do better by refinancing. All right, let's see. All right.
Hey, Jeff, somebody's posted a question here. Is the fee yearly or one time?
Oh, okay. Yep, that's a good question. So we actually have the 3% guarantee fee. That is upfront, right out the gate. There is a periodic guarantee retention fee, which some refer to as like an annual, but it's not necessarily. We don't call it an annual because it can be charged at different times. But that is at 0.5%. And another difference between us and SBA, I think, that might be worth pointing out, is that I think if SBA, it is a fee that's based on the entirety of the loan, whereas our fee is based on the actual guaranteed portion. And then likewise, that periodic guarantee retention fee is based on the guaranteed portion as well. Okay, I don't see any other ones. Okay, and then obviously if you have any other questions about our BNI guaranteed loan, I'd be happy to talk with you. And hopefully Justin will get our contact information over to you. So let's, I guess, move on. I'm just trying to give a general overview here, so. Okay. Looks like it takes a little bit, like a minute to load up if you're on the browser version. So I'll just give it a sec. Okay, so one of the other bigger programs that we have, it's actually pretty popular, especially right now, renewable energy is kind of a big thing, is our REAP program. And what that stands for is Rural Energy for America program. And there's two facets to this. Basically, you can go down the energy efficiency route or the renewable energy route. And both of these can qualify for basically it's a 25% reimbursement grant program. And that grant is 25% of eligible costs. So one of the big things that we've seen with this is a lot of, so like on the renewable energy side, folks who actually apply for solar for renewable energy, they can actually pair it with tax credits, and it's even more of an incentive, especially getting back 25% of the costs. But we have also seen energy efficiency upgrades throughout small business operations, and sometimes those costs can get pretty high, replacing lighting, heating systems, sometimes insulation, like insulation within old roofing, stuff like that can certainly qualify. Anything that's energy efficiency that can be counted as something that's going to lower like the cost of energy used in that business could qualify, but that would be a 25% grant. It's also important to note that this is a competitive grant. So one of the things with this is we'll work with you to try and get you the best score you can possibly get for your application. And another cool thing about it is that once you apply, your application can actually stay in our application bank, and up to 4 times. So if you don't get it the first time,
Hey, Jeff, we can't hear you right now.
can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so did you hear anything about the REAP? I guess I'm not really sure if.
I think most of it just maybe the last half of your last sentence might have been cut off.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm having web issues or what, but
You were saying that we could hold, take the application, I think you said the next 4 times?
yeah, so it'll compete up to 4 times separately. But usually we fund a lot of REAP projects. It's a very popular program, so it's definitely something worth looking into if you're looking into any sort of renewable energy, whether that's geothermal, solar, wind. Obviously, with the wind turbines, those are pretty costly ones. Might not be something that people here are interested in, but solar is extremely popular. And then so that kind of covers the basics of REAP. If we can move on. Under kind of the same umbrella, so related to the REAP stuff, and this is, I'm a little bit newer to this stuff, just because our energy coordinator for the state is the guy that's kind of teaching me teaching me a bit of these programs. We do have some other energy programs that offer funding to do stuff like complete energy audits, provide renewable energy development assistance, make energy efficiency improvements, and install energy systems. And then some of these other ones also deal with some of the like renewable chemical stuff, such as like the bio-based fuels. And there's some incentive programs basically for those who are switching to those different renewable fuel sources. Next slide. These are the 2 that I actually wanted to highlight today. And I have been kind of picking up some dust on these recently because we have due dates coming up soon. So I actually put those on the slide. So our big one right now, and this is for anyone that's basically, we're looking at agricultural producers, and that's our value added producer grant. So what this does is it helps, its purpose is to assist in processing or marketing of bio-based value-added products. So if you have, say, lavender, if you have a lavender field and you want to start marketing that into a new product, such as like a soap or scented candles, that's something that we can definitely, you could apply for this program for. There are 2 different routes. Actually, let me pull that up. 2 different routes that you can go with applying for this program. That's planning grants or working capital grants. Each one has a different threshold, as you can see on the slide. Examples of planning activities would include something like feasibility studies or development of business plans, and specifically for perhaps like marketing a new product, and if there would be any value to that. And then we also have the working capital expenses route, and that would be something like processing costs. We can actually do marketing and advertising expenses for new lines of products and that kind of thing. Some inventory could qualify, and salary expenses. Once the award is given, it is a 3-year term, and the grants are up to 50% of the project costs. So it's actually a pretty good program, and we have we're accepting applications right now up until March 22nd being the deadline at midnight. The other one that I wanted to talk about is our Rural Business Development Grant, and those are going to be applications that are due on the 26th. And this is a little bit different because it's more for like perhaps Justin's organization, but this eligible applicants would be nonprofits tribal entities, state agencies, local governments, that kind of thing. And basically what they do is they would be applying for our grant for certain projects that could go to the local community to assist with small business expansion or development. We've done such things as farmers markets or building facades, even repaving of parking lots, anything that goes to help as many small businesses in the community as it possibly can. And I think that's my last slide, unless anyone has any questions on those.
Nope, I don't think we have any questions right now. Thank you, Jeff. The next branch we have is our rural housing services. So this is combined of our single-family housing, our multifamily housing, and community facilities. And there's multiple programs under each of those. Single-family housing has guaranteed and direct program. Some of the similarities in these is going to be, there's the possibility for no down payment, up to 100% financing. Closing costs and repairs may be included, and no prepayment penalties. The difference between those, the guaranteed home loans are going to be provided by an approved lender. So these aren't financed directly through us. We're guaranteeing that loan. It can be used to purchase, build, rehab, and improve. There is income eligibility guidelines for this, but they are pretty generous. There isn't a max on the loan. So I know they've done loans up to over $400,000. So depending on the circumstances and the people in the household, that income can be fairly high. So this is another option that I don't think a lot of realtors may suggest to their borrowers or their clients when they're going to the bank. So it's important that we get that out there because it is another option for them to make owning a home more possible. So that is going to be a 30-year fixed rate. As I said, that is approved by the local lender. Below is also the eligibility map. That site borrowers can also go through and click on eligibility. So I'll ask a few questions to see which program they might fit into. Our direct home loans are ones that we finance through our local offices. They can also be used to purchase, build, rehab, and improve. This is going to be for our lower income borrowers. It has to be located in an eligible area, the same as the guaranteed. The eligibility map is here also. One of the perks to this is it may be improving a purchasing power for a borrower because depending on their income, it may involve subsidy or an extended term on the loan, enabling more families to purchase that home. Under the housing program, we also have loans and grants for repairs. This is also going to be income-based. We've sent out some brochures previously. We can send those out again. It's going to give the breakdown for each county and what the income caps are for, depending on the amount of people in the household. So repairs can be done to remove health and safety hazards, energy savings upgrades, improve accessibility. We also have grants that are available to our seniors that are over 62 years or older. Michigan is currently piloting a program that has increased the grant amount from $7,500 to $10,000. So prior applicants that have applied for the $7,500 can now apply for that difference because they can receive that grant amount, up to that grant amount throughout their life. So if they have additional repairs, they can come back again.
Hey, Keena, can you give people some examples of the kinds of repairs we've done?
We've done roofs, we've done siding, we've done handicap accessibility to make changes in the house to somebody that maybe they need wheelchair accessibility or ramps. We have done a lot of furnaces and septic systems and wells. A lot of those come up. So if you see any of your neighbors that might need, especially your elderly neighbors that look like they might be needing a new roof or might be in a little bit of a need, please pass out the brochures or let them know that our program is here if they need assistance. For multifamily housing, this is a guarantee also. This is used to build or preserve affordable housing or do updates to those facilities. So some of the subsidized housing apartments for seniors or just income-based housing, some of them you'll see the USDA stamp on the sign. Those are ones that we have participated in. It's not very big, but you can kind of see it on the sign. It has RD on it. But those are ones that we've participated in, and we've provided guaranteed loans so they can purchase or do rehabs to those buildings. Our community facilities programs fall under housing services also in our Code of Federal Regulation. I know that might not kind of make sense, but that's where it is in the federal regulations. So that's why it falls under the housing services. So our community facilities loans, this is one of the programs that I work in. I'm the contact for this program for Shiawassee County. Haley is also on the line. She's my colleague, and she services some of the other counties, but she's also my backup for Shiawassee County. So the community facilities loans are available to our public bodies, nonprofits, and then tribal entities. This is going to provide community facilities infrastructure in our rural areas. All of Shiawassee County is eligible. This allows for up to 40-year repayment, depending on what we're financing. For our direct loans, it is going to be a fixed rate. And for our guaranteed loans, that is going to be set by the market. Now, Jeff had brought up the guaranteed for the business earlier, where I had gone to a 1RD guarantee. That is the same under this program for the guarantee for the community facilities as well. And we can send some of this information out to the lenders. They've come up, as of October, there's a 1RD guarantee site that has all of the new details. They have updated a lot of the regulations as of October 1 that were passed in the last Farm Bill.
And Keena, the purpose of 1RD for the people on the line is to make it easier and more uniform to apply so that they don't have to go through as many steps, make it a little bit more like an SBA application, which people are more accustomed to.
Yeah, so the point of them doing the change in the regulations and everything is to make the process more streamlined. So they have the website up, and any lenders that are interested in that and becoming an approved lender, we can send this information out, and it has tutorials and information on how to process it, easy checklist. It just makes it a lot easier. It's a lot more user-friendly than it used to be.
And can you give some examples of the kind of facilities that we have either financed or given?
Yep, in Shiawassee County, for example, we have, I have my notes here. I just have to pull them up on my other page. So we have done a project with the Shiawassee Center. We've also done with Rave Safe Center and the Perry Building Authority. So those are some big projects that we've done under the community facilities.
And then in other geographies, we've done everything from like daycare facilities to senior centers, right?
Yep, we've done senior centers. We've done work with hospitals. This can be anything that's going to build the infrastructure. So any of those applicants, it doesn't just have to be the public body. It can be nonprofits, and it can be those hospitals. It can also be daycare facilities, fire halls, city halls, anything of that nature.
What about the purchase of emergency equipment and things like that? Is that
Yeah.
still eligible?
Yep, we can do the purchase of emergency equipment as well. And I'm going to go over grants in just a moment. And who's grant eligible, because that program is for equipment. So that could be helpful too. Animal shelters, yes. I see your question down there. So yes, we can do the building or expansion on animal shelters also. One of the other benefits to the direct loan is there's no prepayment penalty. We actually encourage our borrowers, if they have extra cash laying around, to make additional payments to decrease the interest that they're going to pay long term. Direct loan population limit is under 20,000. Like I said, all of our communities in Shiawassee County under that. Guarantee and loan population limit is 50,000. That was one of the things that changed in the regulation, and that they're not contiguous to an urban area. Shiawassee County is also eligible for the guarantee program. Our community facilities grant. Now this is for equipment only. We do receive a limited amount of funds, so it makes the biggest impact on our equipment. Maximum grant request is 50,000, and it's a tiered based on median household income and population. So, and these numbers I can send out again. I've sent them out previously from a meeting, but this will give an update so everyone has it. The village of Bancroft, for example, is 15%. Village of Byron is 75% eligible. City of Corunna is 35% eligible. The city of Durand is 35% eligible. Village of Morris is 15%. The city of Owasso is 35%. City of Perry is 35%. Venice Township is 15%. Vernon Township is 15%. And the village of Vernon is 35%. So this isn't restricted to the municipalities themselves. This is nonprofits also. So if there's equipment that you're looking to purchase and you're in one of the grant eligible areas, give us a call and we can help you through the grant application process. Some of the things that we've done in the past, so we have done grants with the city of Corunna, the city of Durand, and the village of Vernon in the last few years. So we'd like to see a few more communities getting those grant funds in Shiawassee County. So anyone interested, give us a call and we can get those grant applications out to you. Our funding should be coming in soon for those. Typically, our program director will go through the first round of our applications in the spring. They are pointed, and the highest pointed ones receive their grants first. And then she usually receives another round of funds, and we send out, and she'll approve some additional grants then. If we don't get our applications approved by the end of our fiscal year, which is in September, we send our applications up to national office and we request additional funds because all the states have to pool their money at the end of the year. So other states that haven't used their money, we can request to use theirs. In the last few years, we've been able to get most of our grants funded. Now, our third branch is Rural Utility Services. This is going to be our water and environmental programs, our electric and our telecommunication services. I'm also the contact for the water and environmental programs, loans and grants for Shiawassee County. This is for our water, our sewer, our storm. This is for public bodies and nonprofits and tribal entities. We're looking at populations with this service area for the project of under 10,000. It's going to be used to build, repair, and improve your current system. It also offers up to a 40-year repayment, so it makes those projects more feasible. The interest rate is fixed. We do have a tiered interest rate based on the community's median household income and population. Currently, the market rate is 2.125. Also, no prepayment penalties on that program. There are also grants available depending on the median household income of the population and our underwriting process. So some communities may be eligible up to 45% grant. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I think somebody had their mute off and they were making a little noise.
Okay. So this program has been pretty big in Shiawassee County. So we have done projects with the village of Bancroft, city of Corona, city of Durand, village of New Lothrop, the city of Perry, and the village of Vernon. All of those communities have done water and sewer or one or the other with us. It really makes those projects financially feasible when you can do the longer term repayment period.
Keena, can I ask you a question? This is Justin Horvath. I know we have some City of Owasso officials here. Now, most of your programs, the whole county qualifies, but unfortunately, Owasso is the one town in Shiawassee that has a population over 10,000. So currently, they don't qualify here. What remedies could be available to try to get them eligible for this program?
I think we need to talk to. We need to sit down and talk separately because it depends on their project. Because the 10,000 population is going to be the service area of the project. So I guess I need to know how many users are on their system. Does that make sense?
Well, actually, no. Can you, when you say users on the system, how does that differentiate from the population?
Because the entire population might not be on the system. So I might have a community that has 6,000 people, but may only have 3,000 people on the system.
I don't think that, and I don't want to speak for the city of Owasso, folks. I think everybody that lives in the city is on city water and city sewer. I don't believe the city has anybody on well and septic.
Hey, Justin, you know, this, Cheryl, I'm new enough to be dangerous here, so Keena, you can correct me, but we have another community we're talking with, and the primary community is like Owasso. They're too big, but they're going to do like the water processing and treatment. And then there are outlying communities that are small enough that they qualify for this for distribution in a different authority. If that makes any sense. Keena, does that make sense here? Haley?
Yes. I think we need to sit with the city, have a meeting with the city of Owasso and go over a few different programs. They don't have any of their operators on or anyone that knows their.
Yeah, I've talked with Nathan Henny, the city manager, about this before. I don't know. We have Amy's here from the city, and then also we have a councilwoman, Janae Fear. I don't know if either one of them would want to comment at this point, but maybe.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Amy. So definitely everyone in this, there are no wells, or everyone in the city utilizes the city's water and sewer services, but we also serve the Owasso Township and Corunna. So it's additional to our 15,000 residents.
Okay. So that's not included in your 15,000 residents.
Correct. So the number would be higher than 15,000.
Right. So because you're contracting out with like Corunna and that and a few other communities, right?
Correct.
Okay. So they wouldn't count in your number because that's a contract.
Okay.
As far as the number of users go.
Okay.
Amy, are you available after the call?
Yes, I actually can't stay on for the entire call because I have another meeting at noon, but I'm available later in the afternoon.
Okay. I think we should get together and talk about what kind of projects you're looking at doing, and how the system is running and how many users and if they're broken up into certain sections.
Okay, great, thank you.
To see what we might be able to do.
Okay.
We might have to get creative, so we'll see.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And like I said, grants are available depending on the median household income and population on the water and sewer program, which has definitely made some of the projects very attainable for some of these communities. Some additional utilities programs that we have. Some of these programs listed are supported through our national office, and they have regional contacts. So these are all for financing and grants to develop reliable telephone, electric, telecommunication, and broadband services in rural areas. So we have things like electric loans, broadband loans, Community Connect grants, distance learning and telemedicine grants, and telecommunication loans. Detailed information on those can be found under the utilities, under our programs and services. The contact for those is Anthony Tyndall for telecommunications and Patrick Sarver for our electric infrastructure. So if we have anyone on the line that's interested in those type of programs, let us know and we can get you in contact with the right person. Some of those do have deadlines, and I know just enough to be like a little dangerous, so I don't want to misquote anything on those. Those are processed through our national office. And then a few extra resources. We have our website that links to our all programs. So this gives a list of all the programs that we have, and then fact sheets on each of them. Also the website for the System for Award Management. We have to check this on all of our borrowers and all of our customers to make sure they're not barred from doing business with the federal government. And then grants.gov, if this is not something that you have saved in your favorites or you're not enrolled in, I highly recommend. This is going to give you a list of grants available, not just for our agency, but all agencies. And you can do a search by certain topics or deadlines and see what else is available to you. And this is just the phone number for USDA, our website, toll-free number. You're probably better off calling our office directly, and we can get you to whoever you need, whoever's going to be the best source of information. And that's it. Do we have questions?
Yeah, let's open up the floor to questions. We promised 1 hour, so we do have a few minutes if anyone has questions. Obviously, there's a lot of programs out here, a lot of different parties on the call. So anyone have any questions right now for Keena or Jeff or even Cheryl from USDA? Anyone have anything? Go ahead and ask it. Unmute yourself though first. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Courtney Bennett, and I'm with Mid-Michigan Now, NBC 25 and Fox 66. And I was wondering, what is your biggest message to get out to the community to know about these different programs?
Courtney, this is Cheryl. I'll answer this. Our official answer is, when talking to the media, that you should go through our media department. But I think that what we put at the beginning of this, which is our mission, is to help develop rural areas of Michigan and improve the quality of life. I think that's the bottom line.
Okay, thank you, Cheryl. And I'm assuming for your media, if they want to follow up, that's probably a contact on the website.
Yeah, or they can contact one of us and we'll get it for them.
Okay, very good. Other questions? Oh, go ahead. Anybody else have anything? Go ahead.
Hi, this is Colleen from Colleen's Greens. I had a question for Jeff.
Yes, go ahead.
With the grant program for the Rural Business Development Grant, do you recommend doing that on a city or town level, or can it be applied on a county-wide platform?
Are you talking about the actual like service area or the applicant entity itself?
I'm involved in the area, this county's farmers markets, and
Okay.
I represent more than just one. They're in Durand, Lanesburg, and Owasso. And I'm just wondering, I sent you an email too, but
Yes, I
is
see.
it better to apply for each city, town separately, or can I apply for a grant based on the county as a whole?
So typically, and I've only done this kind of as a technician for 1 year. So now that I'm a specialist, I'm learning a little bit more. I can tell you, I have seen multiple applications in as kind of like what you're saying, where we have actually, but I done multiple in the same area or the same goals. But you know, they are all competing, so it's not guaranteed that they would all get funded. Typically, our projects that are submitted to us are like localized to one area, so it's a green space farmers market in one spot, or it's a building facade in one area. I would have to do a little bit more research to see if an application that would do perhaps, you know, impact multiple farmers markets would, if that would. I'll have to follow up on that.
Colleen, are those
Yes.
individual farmers markets looking for equipment?
Some equipment, but it's multi-step. I mean, we're all small, and the whole county is rural to begin with.
Yep.
And what we came up with is everybody doesn't have a big budget, but if we combined our efforts together and promote each other as a group, we'd probably be more successful. So like last year, we reached out to the news, the newspapers, the news channels, and tried to get them to come out and actually do articles and features on all our markets. And we had a little success doing that. This year, we're hoping to maybe expand on that, maybe put in directories for all the markets. So when you go to visitor centers, and you're like, what's in this area? It'll list more than just what's in Durand. It'll hit Durand, it'll hit Lanesburg, it'll hit Owasso. So we're trying to find a way to pool our monies together to make it go further.
Okay. And we can always look at the community facilities grants on equipment for that also. It may be more beneficial for mine to do them individually because each of them would be able to apply.
Right.
Well, and
Okay.
I'll remind you too that these things get scored, so you really want to talk to the team directly with more detail and they'll guide you on the best way to improve your score.
Yep.
And I will follow up with you on that email for sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Colleen. Any other questions? We're coming right up on noon, so maybe we have time for one or two more real quick. Anyone have anything? So I think I've got everybody's contact down. I was writing down the list here from the participants. Non-USDA people, but for our USDA friends, Keena, you talked today, Jeff, Cheryl, you talked. What's going to be the best follow-up method of communication with everybody? How do you want me to disseminate that information?
Hi, this is Cheryl. We'll each send you our V cards, and then you can send them out to anyone with an interest, or all the participants if you'd like.
Okay. All right. So I think I've got every participant email listed here. So when you provide that information, I'm just going to send it out to the entire list of attendees.
Okay.
Very good. Any final comments or questions from anybody? I want to be respectful of everyone's time, and it's 11:59. Anyone have anything? Well, I just want to say thank you to our friends at USDA Rural Development. A lot of great information. It almost seems like there's a program for everything, almost. So I would encourage all of you to follow up directly with the team with your specific individual needs. And let's utilize these resources. They're available to us that, not available in larger metro areas. So hopefully from this webinar today, we can get some deals going and bring some more money into Shiawassee County. So thank you to our USDA Rural Development friends for the presentation. Thank you to those who were able to attend from the community as well. And we will have this webinar video. If you want to follow up, it'll be available on our SEDP YouTube page. So thank you, everybody, for joining today, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for having us, Justin.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.